thing.
Really?
Yeah, Arby's owns Sonic.
Is that
Arby's,
is this true?
yes, Arby's owns Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm pretty sure they just bought someone. Like, because I
Like a
was just,
person?
yeah, no, like a what?
Like a person?
Oh no, they bought another like company.
Hmm.
They bought they're buying Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins.
Jesus Christ, Arby's.
Uh,
Arby's
Jimmy
coming from
Jimmy
behind.
Jimmy John's is owned by Arby's.
Fuck.
Yeah, so like Arby's fucking owns all this shit that you don't even think about, right? Like Arby's was like diversify, just fucking diversify, but they did it all on the back of Arby's. That Arby's, sweet Arby's money. Who eats at Arby's?
I mean, I do sometimes, but like it's never like the first thing that pops into my head as far as like, oh, let's get some fast food. I get to Arby's whenever it's like, I've been eating a lot of fast food lately. I'm tired of everything else.
I don't want a burger. I want something different, but I want fast food.
Right. I still want garbage,
Right.
just not a taco or a hamburger.
Right. And I think that's how I feel a lot about places like, I guess that's how I end up on Chinese food quite a bit, where I'm like, I'm just kind of tired of everything else. Like, I want that. Or like some sort of chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I'm never, yeah, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. But oof, I can't do Arby's. Oof.
I don't actually eat their roast beef sandwiches. They have a really good chicken sandwich that I get whenever I go there. Also, I love their mozzarella sticks.
They do have, I will say this, glorious curly fries.
Oh my God, those fries. Really, I don't even need the sandwich. I should just go get the mozzarella sticks and the fries and I'm set. Like that's plenty of food.
Yeah, you know what? Next time you're in town, we're going to go to Arby's and get that.
And only that.
Right, only that. And then we will be like, okay, Arby's, we gave you our money. When you take over the world, which clearly you're on your path to.
Right.
Like the franchise wars, Arby's is gonna win because they're thinking about that now. They're not thinking about like,
right.
They're thinking about like, how do we win?
And the way that they're winning is by buying up every property on the board, not going for the big names like Jimmy John's. It's a name, but it's not Subway.
The founder of Arby's, I guess, or whoever runs that company, was playing Monopoly with their kid one time and was like, buy it all. Buy everything you land on. Right.
John Arby was like, holy shit, this game has taught me a life lesson.
Yeah. And then that's what they did. They were like, Buffalo Wild Wings, buy it. Like Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, buy it. Like that's just what's happening at the Arby's corporation.
It's true. Like they're not buying McDonald's or Burger King or Taco Bell, but they've still got a lot of stuff,
Well, and let me tell you, Dunkin' Donuts on the East Coast is apparently like the fucking donut place.
You're right. Dunkin' Donuts is a big one.
Yeah,
I will acknowledge that.
Yeah, well, even when I read about when they bought Buffalo Wild Wing like a year earlier this year or last year or something, I don't know. 2020 has been like 5 years. When I read that they had purchased Buffalo Wild Wings, I said, "What? Who? Arby's?
Are you sure?
Is that right? What is this like a real? Is this the Onion? Like
is this the hardtimes.net?
Yeah, like what's going on here? But no, it's real. This is real. This is real life.
This is not a fantasy.
Stuck in a landslide.
Escape from reality.
Anyway, the wind blows.
Musical number 2. Yeah. So Thanksgiving.
Let's talk about something besides Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about. No, I'm just kidding.
Christmas.
I'm tired of talking about Thanksgiving.
Do you have a? Oh, you're tired.
No. I was just kidding. That was my joke. I don't want to talk about Christmas.
Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving memory?
Probably one year when I was a kid. There was like a football game that happened in Dallas at the stadium in like 93 or 92 or 91 or something like that. One of the years where the Cowboys were really, really good. And my dad went to the game, and my like uncle and my grandpa, I think. I don't know. I think that's who went. and my uncles and my grandpa, and they all went. And it was a great game, and it was fun. But I had my own football game with like the neighborhood kids. Like we played on the ice, and it was like people were sliding and like.
Oh, awesome!
It was like one of those like It was like one of those like Americana childhood memories, like where you like hear about people from the 50s and 60s talking about childhood in that way. Well, I had some of those similar moments in my childhood, so I can understand and appreciate that because that was one of them. And when I think of Thanksgiving, I always like think of it being really cold. However, today down here it was like 70 degrees and it was a beautiful day. I got a little sunburn.
Yeah, I ran the AC all day. So
yeah, exactly. So global warming has changed. Is what I'm getting at.
Thanksgiving.
So now that we can segue, we're not going to segue from Thanksgiving to Christmas. It's Thanksgiving to climate change.
Right.
America, change your ways, or we're all dead.
We'll have nothing left to be.
It'll look like Sean's background. Everyone will be flaming demons.
Spider-Man will be in the lava
because he looks depressed. Like he doesn't even like. He looks like he's like
slumped over.
Right, he's defeated. He's not dead. I'm going to take a picture of this for everyone else too. He's not dead.
Defeated.
Exactly. He's spiritually defeated in the realm of hell. He thought his relationship with the devil was better than it was, and clearly it was not.
Yeah. So now he's just sitting in the lava.
What other comic book weird like crossovers can you think of that are like that? Where like so that's like supernatural meets like superhero, and or like a cosmic hero meets like a
street level villain,
right? Like Daredevil or something like that. Like like Star-Lord's like, hey man, what's up, Daredevil? What's up, Matt Murdock? Like let's hang out and do some shit together.
That's a good question. I feel like there are certain Spider-Man always feels weird when you take him out of the realm of the Brooklyn essentially and put him into like a bigger. I mean, I think they made it work in the Avengers movies, but like as far as what feels right in a Spider-Man story. Like that's very strange. And I feel the same way about like Batman. Like there are certain things that.
Why is Batman in space?
Yeah, exactly. Batman shouldn't be in.
Doesn't seem like his purview.
Maybe not shouldn't be, but it's weird to me when he's in space. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess also though, like no Earth, no Gotham, right? He takes like a UN level like role of like, well, I've got to be on the council to make some decisions. So like.
Right.
I'm still protecting Gotham, so I'll protect the Earth too. I wonder if that's how Reed Richards feels.
That he has to protect the Earth?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's definitely, at least in this run of Secret Avengers that I read years ago, it was like there's a group called the Illuminati.
Like Professor X and like Black Panther and
Doctor Strange, Reed Richards. And they each have an Infinity Stone. And they were basically like trying to figure out how to save the world because what they realized was that something was destroying every single other parallel Earth and theirs was coming up in line. So like they had to somehow stop it. I don't remember how they did it, but I don't know. I guess, you know what? Like that's the great thing about comic books is you can stretch them that way. You can stretch these characters and put them in these different situations. And because it's a comic book, it sort of works. Because like, I never read Grant Morrison's Justice League run and was like, why is Batman here? I was always like, fuck yeah, Batman.
Yeah, he's here with Aquaman and Wonder Woman and Superman fighting Starro.
Darkseid.
Which, because I was thinking about the Justice League movie, speaking of the Justice League movie, the Snyder Cut is apparently going to be 4 like 1 hour episodes.
Cool.
It's like a mini series almost, and I think that's cool too, actually, because apparently Darkseid's in this one. So,
is he the actual big bad, or is it still Steppenwolf?
I don't know. Like, I think Steppenwolf's still there, but I think there are a lot of like Darkseid moments there, and who knows? Maybe they're just going to be like put mocap Darkseid into like a Steppenwolf fight. And we're like, oh, this is
or like Darkseid is like sort of like Thanos in some of the earlier Marvel movies where like he's there but he's not really what the story is, Yeah,
I mean that's what they said the movie. I mean that was basically going to be Justice League 2, right? Like it was going to be Darkseid, like much in the same way that 15 movies of Marvel, or like 20 movies of Marvel before we finally got to
Infinity
Thanos.
War. Yeah.
It's still.
But they spent a lot of time building up Thanos, though, which was neat because, like, by the time you got to him, like,
it was a big deal.
Yeah, and like having him be a character in Guardians, of the Galaxy was a smart move, I think.
Yeah, because like he was a character, but not like the character. And you really got a sense of like how he was trying to manipulate the universe in ways that like could further his plan until he was, obviously at the end of like what movie was at the end of where he was like, I'll do it myself, basically.
Oh, that was Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Just where he goes and gets the glove out.
Which then we don't even see him again until, we don't see him like use that shit until Infinity War, like.
Maybe it just took him that long to get to Earth.
That's fair. I don't know what the they use those tubes. That's how they get in and out of
so I don't know what he was doing between Avengers 2 and 3.
Probably getting his planet ready. You can't just make a farm, you got to put work into it.
It's true. Farm takes work.
Mm-hmm. And I guess he probably could have made someone do it. That sounds real Thanos-y.
Thanos-ish, yeah.
He would be like, you're just going to sit here and do this because I told you to. And if you don't, I'll kill you. I have 2 Infinity Stones, so bye.
Let me ask this. So I feel like in the comic books, you can make any one of these sort of stories because I remember reading a pretty good Batman and Robin comic where they actually went to the moon. It was Bruce Wayne and Damian, and he took him to the moon for something. And it was a great father-son story. You just had to be like, hey, Batman's on the moon. Like, we're going to...
And you're going to deal with it.
Yeah. But what about in, like, the TV shows or movies? Can you think of a particular instance where something just felt like too big or too small? I remember the Green Lantern movie feeling very small.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
And I'm surprised that you've never watched it because
it was bad.
Like your favorite. I know, but he's your favorite.
But it was bad.
you watch bad, Superman versus Batman.
I actually, yes, God, I watched it like 3 times too. Like I had to make sure I didn't like it,
There's a bit on one of Kevin Smith's podcasts where his wife walks in and he's watching it for like the 4th or 5th time. Like this is after it hit digital. And she's like, how many times are you going to watch this movie? And he's like, until I love it.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's how I felt about because I've seen Justice League a couple times too. And that was kind of in the same vein. Like I need to like these movies because this is what we got with DC. And I want it to be here.
I dreamt of a Justice League.
Yeah, and it wasn't good by any. It wasn't good, but it wasn't super bad. So
it was just kind of there.
I mean, honestly though, I like Suicide Squad better than I thought I would. And I'm excited for the next Suicide Squad with James Gunn. I think this. I think if you get someone what if Marvel and DC just start swapping directors back and forth, then they would just feel like the same movies maybe.
Yeah, and I think that's what DC did was they brought in Joss Whedon trying to sort of marvel up, and it didn't really work.
Well, and I should have given him a whole movie.
Yeah, they brought him in to do mop up, but I don't really blame that on Joss Whedon. I blame that on just trying to do the best you can with what you had and having a fundamentally different vision, and also trying to obey a studio mandate, which is what you were brought in to do, rather than your own thing.
Make the movie that you want to make. Yeah, DC's has not had a good run of. Although I'm excited about. I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet, but I think we're going to watch it this month. So in preparation for Wonder Woman 84.
Wonder Woman is good, and Patty Jenkins is the goods. She's the DC director who is the goods so far. I actually liked Aquaman. Okay, I mean it's goofy as hell, but at least
it's also really long.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I've only seen it once.
It is fun. I know when I watched it, I was really tired, so maybe that had something to do. And I've only, I've seen the other ones a lot, but I've only seen Aquaman once. But I wonder if it's because I left Aquaman going, yeah, okay, I'm here for this. Unlike when I left Superman or the Man of Steel even, and I was like, man, this was not as bad as I heard it was, but I still didn't really like it.
I wanted to love Man of Steel so bad.
What did you think of the Harley Quinn movie?
I liked it.
I liked it too. It was fun.